in this video lecture, we're going to discuss simplification of context-free grammar or CFG. So why do we need to simplify CFG? There are some symbols which are terminal and non-terminal, which is not needed in creating the correct strings, or there are some production rules that doesn't have an effect with the correct strings that is accepted by push-tail automaton. So therefore, these symbols, this production rule should be removed from our grammar. And also, there are some null production and unit production that need to be eliminated with our CFG. So null production, unit production will be discussed on the next video lecture. But we're going to focus on this video lecture how to remove the production rule or the insignificant production rule and terminal and non-terminal rule. Okay, so for the simplification of CFG, we have three steps. First, reduction of CFG. So elimination of symbols and some rules. And then second will be removal of unit production, which will be discussed on the next video lecture, and also removal of non-production again on the next video lecture. So let's focus on reduction of CFG. So we have two phases for reduction of CFG. Phase 1, so in phase 1, we're going to determine all significant non-terminal symbol. While in phase 2, we're going to determine which among the non-terminal symbol can be reached by the start symbol. Okay, so let's discuss phase 1. So phase 1, derivation of an equivalent grammar G prime from the CFG G, such that each variable derives some terminal string. Okay, so in phase 1, we're going to determine which among the non-terminal symbol will yield a terminal symbol. Okay, so step 1 is basically we need to list all terminal symbols. Okay, and then next would be we're going to determine which among the non-terminal symbol will yield this terminal symbol. Okay, so that will be called W1. So we have now in W1 the initial non-terminal list that will yield the terminal list. Okay, so in step 2, we're just going to continue we're just going to do again step 1, but now instead of just terminal, it includes the list in step 1. Okay, so there are possibility that there are some non-terminal that will yield the list in W1. Okay, so include that in the next W, so which we call W2. And then continue this cycle until W last and W next are the same. If that's so, there's no change from the previous and the current. There's no changes with the list of the non-terminal list. We stop, and then we create the grammar based on the list of the non-terminal symbol. So if it is not if the terminal symbol is not included in the list, so you could remove it on the grammar. So an example will be discussed later. Okay, so in phase 2, again, we're going to determine which among the um, non-terminal symbol based on phase 1 that can be reached by the start symbol. Okay, so step 1, so include the start symbol. So let's call it Y1. Okay, initialize the cycle as Y1, the output of the first Y1 list. So this is the rule for start symbol and what will it yield. And then next step will be, okay, so you're going to determine the um, the what do you call it? The rule related to y1. Okay, so what are the symbol mapped on the symbol in y1, and then afterwards continue this, repeat this until you don't have a new symbol in the list. And then if it's that so we could create our last grammar, our simplified grammar or reduced grammar rather. Okay, so let's have an example. Okay, so find the reduced grammar equivalent to the grammar G having production. Start. Okay, this is start. So that yields to AC or B. A that will yield to small a. C that it will yield to C and the or non-terminal BC, and then E that yields to a terminal A, non-terminal A, or empty. Okay, phase one. List all terminal symbol, which are A, C, and E. Okay, so this is E, by the way. A, C, E. Okay, this should be E. And then from here, you're going to determine which among the non-terminal symbol will yield ACE terminal. So which are A for A, C for non-terminal C, and E non-terminal E. So that will be W1. And then let's proceed to W2. We're going to check which among the symbols will yield non-terminal A, C, and E. Okay, so definitely in the next cycle, we're going to include the previous W, which includes ACE. Okay, ACE is included. And then, which among other non-terminal symbol will yield ACE? A will be yielded by S. So therefore, it will be included in W2. C is yielded by is from S, so it's already included, and E, so we don't care. So there's no symbol that would yield E. So there's no additional aside from S. Okay, and then in W2, so include all list from the previous W, and then check if there will be a new non-terminal that will be included in our W. So ACES. So since we have a new S, is there a new non-terminal that will yield S? Definitely none. Okay, so therefore W2 and W3 are now the same. So we stop our iteration. Now we're going to derive our G prime. Okay, so since B is not part of W3. Therefore, all B should be removed. That's why in our production rule, S imply AC or B, this or B is now removed since it's not part of ACES. Okay, so A map to A, same, C map to C, but BC is now removed since C is concatenated with B, which is B is not part of our rule, so therefore BC will be removed. Now, C map to terminal C will be left for this production rule. And then E mapped to terminal A, non-terminal A, or empty set or empty symbol. Okay, so that's it for phase one. Now let's proceed with phase two. So phase two again will be based on phase one. So now we only have ACES. So let's start with, okay, S symbol, which is the start symbol for phase 2. So Y1 is equal to the start symbol, and which are the symbol will yield from S. So don't forget to include the previous list. So S is still included, and S will yield AC. So AC will be included, and then Y3. Okay. So what will be the outcome of A? Not terminal A. So include terminal A. For C, terminal C. So include. So for the new symbols in our list, let's check if it will yield uh, other symbols. But based on the rule, there's no new symbol will be derived from terminal A and terminal C. So therefore, Y3 and Y4 are the same. So we're going to stop our cycle. Now we're going to proceed in determining the grammar double prime. So in our non-terminal symbols, so includes ACS. Now E is now removed since it cannot be reached by S based on our production rule. So E will be removed. So now it's just ACS. And what are the terminal symbol needed in our grammar? It's just AC based on Y4. Okay. And P, our production rule. This is the production rule. And the start state, which is S, or start symbol rather. So with what are the production rule, or what is the production rule? So S implies AC, then A implies A, and C implies C. Okay, so as you can see, we remove the terminal symbol, the non-terminal symbol B and non-terminal symbol E. So we have a reduced CFG. Okay, so that's it for this video lecture. Let's proceed on the next video lecture for the step 2 of reducing our CFG. Thank you for listening and see you on the next video lecture.